Why is Donald Trump so obsessed with Venezuela? 2 centuries ago, the United States declared Latin America its sphere of influence under the Monroe Doctrine. Now Trump has revived it. His new national security strategy introduces a Trump corollary, making the Western Hemisphere America's top priority above the Middle East. The reason is simple: China. The strategy ties drug cartels, ports, sea lanes, energy, and critical minerals into one fight. Great power competition in America's backyard. Venezuela sits at the center. It holds the world's largest proven oil reserves, has a long Caribbean coastline, and lies beside the Panama Canal sea lanes. Under U.S. sanctions, Caracas signed energy and mining deals with China, Russia, and Iran, giving Beijing a foothold near U.S. shores. That's what Washington won't accept. Trump brands Maduro a narco-dictator, expands naval strikes in the Caribbean, and warns military action could extend to Mexico and Colombia. It's about reasserting U.S. control of the hemisphere, blocking China, and deciding who shapes Latin America's future. And there's another layer: Iran. How Iran is expanding its influence in South America. Iran and Venezuela have a significant relationship in South America, united by their shared opposition to U.S. policies and sanctions. Similar anti-U.S. sentiments are found in Cuba and Nicaragua, making them natural allies to Iran. Hezbollah, Iran's proxy militia, has a presence in the tri-border area where Argentina, Brazil, and Paraguay meet, a hotspot for smuggling and illicit activities. This area has become a strategic base for Hezbollah's operations, allowing it to fundraise and coordinate activities with minimal scrutiny. The 2023 Gaza conflict has strained Israel's relations with South American countries like Brazil, Chile, and Colombia, which have condemned Israeli actions. Iran's involvement in South America is part of its broader strategy to undermine U.S. influence and promote a multipolar world. Iran has sought alliances not only with Venezuela and Cuba, but also with regional powers like Brazil and Mexico. And Washington finally reacted. That's why the U.S. Navy is back in the Caribbean. That's why bombers are flying near Latin America again. That's why Trump revived a 200-year-old doctrine and updated it for the 21st century. The Monroe Doctrine of 1823 warned foreign powers to stay out of the Americas. The Monroe Doctrine enforces that warning with carriers, tariffs, and pressure. Trump is rewarding allies like Argentina's Javier Milei with a $20 billion bailout. He's punishing rivals like Brazil's Lula with 50% tariffs. Mexico was threatened with 25% tariffs unless it cut migrant flows, and complied, because 80% of its exports depend on the U.S. market. The message is no longer subtle. The Western Hemisphere is no longer neglected. China's advance will be contested, and America is reclaiming its sphere of influence. From Canada to Argentina,